this is Julie from Hawaiian Beach Walk. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I wanted to share with you today the stamp set Graceful Garden. I just really love this, and for those of you who like to color, either with markers, with colored pencils, with watercolors, or whatever, these roses and leaves are perfect for that. So I wanted to share that with you today. I'm also going to be using the new Designer Series paper that comes from the Fresh Florals Designer Series paper pack. So this is basically showcasing the new in colors, which we have are the Berry Burst, the Fresh Fig, the Lemon Twist, and the Powder Pink and Tranquil Tide. So it's all these pretty colors. So each side has a different design to it, and there's 4 of each sheet. So I decided though today that I wanted to use the Powder Pink. And so I just want to get started here. I've done a little bit prep before just because of time's sake. It does take a little bit of time to do all this, and I didn't want to keep you for too long. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and from the stamp set, I've gone ahead and stamped a rose, and also the big one, and also the smaller one. And I've done the, I'll show you later on how I've finished them all, but I wanted to show you a little bit of techniques. I myself really like to do like watercoloring and use my aqua painter. I just really find that I just enjoy this. I really do enjoy it, even with the colored pencils, and then I use my aqua painter, which really softens it up. But this time I'm going to be using my stamp pads, and this color is the Garden Green. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just pressing the lid here, and what happens is the ink will go on the lid, and then I use that like my palette. So put my aqua painter in there, and here we go. And like I said, I myself enjoy this look. Everyone is different. Everybody likes a little different thing. Some may just like to use markers. Some may just enjoy the colored pencils and not use any of the water. But some of you may decide to do such as that. So that's how I'm like doing the leaves. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit here. And I find that, actually I find this very relaxing to do this. And I also love these stamp sets because, you know, you can mix and do any colors that you want, you know, whatever you prefer. And you can also do like shading with it also. So, you know, maybe if I want to, I can make a side of the leaf darker, and like that, maybe that's where the shading is going to take place. So I really do enjoy doing that. So now that's just the green part. Let me finish this leaf over here. And I've decided that this card, I'm not going to be putting a sentiment on it because I'm really not quite sure yet what I want to use it for. So I'm going to not do that yet. And then when it comes time for me to use the card, then I can add my sentiment to it. Sometimes I don't want to limit myself, yeah. Okay. So I think this might be a little darker over here. Okay. Alright, so I think I've probably shown before using the aqua painter, you just brush off the ink on the paper. Close that one up. So now this is the one of the new in colors, the Powder Pink. And so the same technique, just squeezing it so the color will go to the lid. Okay, I need a little bit more than that. Just gotta squeeze it harder. There we go. There we go, much more like what I need. So again, I can, you know, use a little bit more if I want to make a little bit darker and shading. It's totally totally up to each and every individual's liking. And now this paper that I'm using, I believe, is the Thick Whisper White. I have used my aqua painter on the regular Whisper White. When you do, though, you do need to be careful to make as few strokes as possible, because otherwise, since it's not watercolor paper, you will start to get peeling on the paper. So, of course, always recommended to use watercolor paper, but like I said, I've used this. I just am very careful not to make too many strokes. And I also don't really push on the barrel of the aqua painter. The water just really flows nicely. If I find that maybe it is getting a little bit drier than I need, then yeah, I'll push it a little bit, but I've really not had any issues with that whatsoever. Okay, so we're getting close. We're almost done with this one. Okay, so now for the center. This side is a little bit darker, so I think the sun is shining from this side. So for the center, though, I decided to use Blushing Bride. I find Blushing Bride is basically, I kind of think of it as a shade darker than the new powder pink. So I'll show you. To me, they look like very similar, but this is just a little darker. So that's why I'm going to use this Blushing Bride in the center of the small rose. Okay. And when I'm first doing this, when I first started doing this, I'm thinking, wow, and you can't really tell the difference. But I just kind of added a little bit extra color, and then you can make the distinction between the two shades. Okay. Wipe my aqua painter off. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I've gone ahead and prepped some of this beforehand. So I'm going to put these off to the side, okay? This one here, the small one, I would fussy cut out, okay? And so I'll show you that I've done that. I just didn't want to have to make you sit through that. So what I've done is, grab everything here. Okay. So I've just used a 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5.5 cardstock in Whisper White. Okay, and then the designer series paper that I was showing you, this particular piece I've made it 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, I wanted a little bit more of my white to show, and so that's why I did that. So this is what I've gone ahead and I finished. This is the rose I did ahead of time. So I'm going to put that there. So let's start piecing this all together. Okay. I like using my multi-purpose glue. I find for myself anyways that it gives me the most flexibility into making sure that I'm getting everything straight. That pretty straight. Let me check and see. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then I was trying to decide if I want to put dimensionals on this or not. Oh gosh, I just really haven't decided yet what I was going to do. I think I'm just going to put it down regularly. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I think I'm going to use glue dots on the small flowers and leaves. Okay. Now, you're going to probably ask me, what size is that paper that I did the rose on? I'll be honest, I have no idea. But we can measure it for you. What I did is I just basically stamped the rose on a piece of scrap paper that I had, and then I just used my trimmer and a guide to figure out, from each of the edges of of the design and where to cut. So let's see, let's take a look at this, what this really is. This is about 2 and I want to say 2 7/8 by, let's see, by about 4 5/16. That's probably the size there. But like I said, what I do on some of these, I'll just stamp my design, and then when I go to my trimmer, I will just use a mark on the trimmer and just make sure I use that for each side to make it look equal. Okay. All right, so that's on. Now, as you can see, some of these are loose. The leaves have been taken off, okay, because, as we did earlier, it comes like this, all right? Well, I wanted to be able to have a little bit of flexibility on where I put my leaves. So, I cut some off, and that's why you'll find these loose pieces. Excuse my arm there. Just getting my glue dots. So, just stick 2 glue dots right here. Those about here. Okay. Then I'm going to put another one here. Put that about here. And this way it gave me a flexibility to be able to use my leaves where I felt it was making a more even type of a picture. Okay, so put that right there. Sure, just have enough glue dots on there. All right, there we go. So that's our card. Like I said, basically the taking at the time is the coloring in, but I find that really relaxing. I really enjoy it, and I know there's many of you who do that. So the stamp set is a perfect set for that, because it is open and you can sit there and do the coloring that you want. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Aloha.